You could be eating a perfectly clean diet, full of premium protein and essential vitamins, but depending entirely on when you eat it, those nutrients can cause either profound healing or hidden harm. Early nutrition researchers noticed something fascinating when studying patients with excess weight. When daily calories were chopped into small portions and spread out from morning to night, the patients stayed constantly hungry. But when those exact same calories were pushed closer together, the daily hunger vanished. The reason comes down to a specific hormone called insulin. Think of insulin as a delivery driver. Every time you eat, its job is to pick up the incoming nutrients and drop them off at your cells for energy. If your cells are already full, the driver drops those nutrients into your fat stores for later. When you eat frequent meals and snacks, those delivery drivers are working continuously. Your body stays locked in storage mode. Over time, your cells stop answering the door, a condition known as insulin resistance, which sits directly at the root of stubborn weight gain. Controlling how often you eat, rather than just tracking calories, is the mandatory first step to forcing your body to open its storage units and burn stored fat. This graph shows your insulin levels mapped over a standard 24-hour day. If you eat 3 regular meals, your insulin spikes 3 distinct times: morning, noon, and evening, interrupting your fat-burning momentum over and over again. But if you eliminate just one meal, you see a completely different pattern. You only interrupt that process twice, giving yourself a much longer, continuous stretch where insulin stays low and your body relies entirely on stored energy. Then there is the extreme approach, eating 1 meal a day. Look at this third line. You get a massive, uninterrupted 23-hour drop in your baseline insulin before a single spike. The question is whether pushing your body into that extreme 23-hour fast every single day is actually the most efficient way to lower insulin, or if cramming an entire day's worth of nutrients into a single hour causes hidden damage. The choice between 1 meal and 2 meals forces a direct physical trade-off between maximizing extreme biological repair and maintaining human digestion. Limiting your food to a single daily window creates tremendous forward momentum. By removing that second daily insulin spike, you let your body stay fully reliant on its own fat stores for energy. This deep suppression is highly effective if your goal is rapidly breaking through severe insulin resistance and shedding weight that refuses to budge under normal conditions. Beyond weight loss, fasting triggers autophagy. This is your immune system's cellular recycling process, where the body clears out damaged tissue to generate fresh cells. You get some of these recycling benefits after 16 hours without food. But pushing that fast closer to the 24-hour mark drastically accelerates the speed at which your body clears out damaged white blood cells. If rapid fat loss and an aggressive cleanup of your internal systems are your absolute top priorities, eating once a day provides a level of biological intensity that 2 meals cannot match. But leaning on that intense daily cleanup ignores the mechanical limits of human digestion. Eating 2,000 calories in one sitting demands incredible power. Your stomach must instantly produce a massive volume of acid, and your pancreas must pump out enough digestive enzymes to handle an entire day's workload in just 60 minutes. Many people simply lack the digestive strength to process that much food at once. When your system is overwhelmed, perfectly balanced vitamins and amino acids pass right through you, completely unabsorbed. This forced malabsorption creates a severe nutritional deficit. Participants in intense fasting regimens frequently experience extreme fatigue, and their bodies begin breaking down muscle tissue just to secure the protein they couldn't absorb. Even worse, a plateau inevitably sets in. When you stay in a state of severe restriction for 23 hours a day over several months, your body adapts. It slows down your resting metabolism to conserve energy, holding tightly to whatever fat it has left. You can eat a pristine diet, but if your body cannot mechanically process it, that extreme daily fast quietly starves you of essential nutrients and halts your fat loss. The strongest argument against living permanently in that extreme window comes from 2 recent clinical studies focusing on cardiovascular health. This data comes from a 2023 study following more than 24,000 adults over the age of 40. researchers found that people who ate only one meal a day carried an 83% higher risk of dying from heart disease compared to those eating standard meals. A second team analyzed another 20,000 adults in 2024 and confirmed the pattern. Cramming all your food into an 8-hour window or less was tied to a 91% higher risk of dying from heart disease compared to people who spread their food out. Living in a perpetual state of daily starvation subjects your body to chronic physical stress. It demands continuous emergency adaptations that, year after year, quietly tax your cardiovascular system. Eating once a day is highly effective for short-term biological repair, but relying on it as a permanent lifestyle choice can quietly inflict serious long-term damage on your heart. This is exactly why eating 2 meals a day, creating a 16 to 18-hour fasting window, serves as the optimal biological compromise. If you split your daily food into 2 separate shifts, your digestive system easily handles the workload. You can comfortably break down and absorb every single vitamin, mineral, and protein. At the same time, giving your body 16 solid hours without food keeps your insulin low enough to easily maintain your weight, while still providing a reliable daily dose of cellular recycling. You sacrifice the absolute extremes of rapid fat burning, but you completely eliminate the risk of severe digestive strain, muscle breakdown, and cardiovascular stress. It provides the safest, most sustainable baseline. Deciding between these 2 methods requires an understanding of your current physical state. If you try to jump straight from constant snacking into an intense fast, your body will panic. Your very first step is to transition to a lower carbohydrate diet, rich in healthy fats and proteins. You have to teach your body how to comfortably burn its own fat, instead of waiting for a continuous supply of sugar. Once those daytime cravings vanish, begin pushing your first meal later into the morning. Gradually delay breakfast until you skip it completely, naturally merging it into lunch. From there, if you need aggressive blood sugar control or rapid weight loss, begin shrinking the gap between lunch and dinner. Move them from 6 hours apart down to 4 until you successfully merge them into a single daily meal. A true fasting routine requires deliberate biological adaptation, not brute force starvation. This chart outlines the fasting phasing strategy. Long-term success requires matching your eating pattern to your metabolic goals. Eating 1 meal a day belongs in the treatment phase. It is a temporary, highly effective tool to drop excess weight and break initial insulin resistance. But once you hit your goal weight, you transition into the maintenance phase. Eating 2 meals a day becomes your baseline to rebuild your nutrient stores, maintain your muscle mass, and protect your heart. The optimal strategy for most people is a hybrid approach. You maintain a comfortable 2-meal baseline throughout the week, but occasionally use a single daily meal or a 36-hour fast a few times a year for an extra burst of cellular cleanup. There is no single perfect rule. You use 1 meal a day as an aggressive intervention to repair your metabolism, and 2 meals a day as the sustainable baseline to maintain those results for decades.